Hi. Today I'm going to lure you in with this sketch of Silas from Love in Deep Space, and then I'm going to quickly shift over to a pinup Labubu. Wahaha! Become entranced by this buff Silas. Yes. Perfect. Stay. Watch. Perfect. Now that I got your attention, this is gonna just be a quick little speed draw video today. I am working on another bigger project, but I ended up getting food poisoning, which kind of knocked me out for a day and set me back in my planning. So we're doing this cute little speed draw of a pinup Labubu. I don't have one, to be honest, and I have mixed feelings about them because here, listen to me. I don't know if other people are like this. I don't know what this says about me, but when something gets like really popular really fast, I immediately am like, I don't want it. I don't know why I'm like this. I'm really unsure, but I don't hate them or anything, but I do like their aura, if that makes sense. And I really do like a fuzzy character with like a plastic or rubber face, because it reminds me of the Rushton dolls from the 1950s. And I, of course, as unhinged as I normally am, and I love to turn anything and everything into weird little pinups, I ended up ruminating, being like, you know what I would buy is a little pinup Labubu if those ever existed. And then I was like, well, I'll just draw it. And you know what I also want to do is I want to make it into a doll. So that is something that I do plan on doing, is making a little pinup Labubu doll. Now the one problem is I am looking for a base, but we'll get into that later. I really struggled in this with the sketches and getting like a good vibe down, because I kept going with like my default pinup. Body would be fine, but then once I would get to the face, it just looked creepy. Like, it just didn't work. And so I, obviously, as you can tell, I was shuffling through so many different types of poses, and I was like, I don't know if it's just me, like, am I just losing my touch? And so I was like, do I just have to like straight up trace some poses and get those down? Like, is it just something, like, I don't know what it is. And then I realized like it's the face. And I think the body was a little too realistic for like the weird little face. So I decided to go a little more chibi, kind of. Not like super chibi, but just like, you know, squish her down a little more. Make her proportions a little more cartoony. And I think that that helped. I also tried to stylize her face a little more as well. And I also think that that helped. I decided not to give her like a really crazy toothy grin, but just like a little bit of a toothy grin. And in the end, I did land on a sketch that I eventually liked. And I was like, all right, I can work with this one for sure. I had some references of some vintage little bunny outfits, but for the most part, I mean, I think that the outfit was very straightforward. It's just like the Labubu body and then some pinup legs, because that's how you make things into pinup. You give them some long pinup-y legs and some heels, and then you put them in a cute pose. Problem solved. So, you know what? Listen, I made an entire book of cursed pinups, so obviously I'm gonna have to be out here doing a Labubu pinup. Which also makes me wonder if I should make like a volume 2 of my cute but cursed pinup series, and then maybe include the Labubu in here. I don't know. Let me know. Leave a comment down below if I should make a volume 2 art book, and if you have any good cursed ideas of what I could put in it. But anyway, back to these sketches. Sometimes I nail it in like the first or second sketch, and sometimes, like this one, I have to do so many different sketches and thumbnails until I land on something that I kind of like. It just took me such a long time to try to figure out exactly how I wanted her to be posed. I know that I wanted her to have kind of like a sassy, kind of sexy, but also like a pose that works with a kind of toothy, intimidating grin like she has. I don't know. So I just wanted something that was like very quintessential pinup too, like something very classically pinup. And then I landed on this pose. I felt like, yes, okay, finally I can work with this. I think this works. It's very stylized. Obviously the eyes aren't exact and the mouth and everything isn't exact, but I still wanted it to have that Labubu aura, if that makes sense. The Labubu vibe, the Labubu feel, the Labubu body, the Labubu baby. You know what I mean? The Labubu baby pinup. And I felt like that's what this was giving. Kind of the classic pinup, and then she had this kind of toothy, slightly intimidating, smirky grin. I don't know, it was working for me. So I felt like, okay, cool, I can move forward with this. So then we jump into line art. And as usual, I'm drawing with my ramen brush pen. It's my favorite line art pen. I use it for almost everything. The links to the brushes that I use are in the little box below if anyone is curious. But yeah, this video I guess is kind of like a two-parter because I do really want to make this into a doll. Now I'm hunting for a good doll base. It's kind of difficult because I feel like the face itself has to be really cartoony and it has to be able to fit the big, long, tall eyes. But then also I need to be able to do that little smile and everything. I was looking at LOL dolls, but their eyes are just so round and their faces are more flat, so I just don't think it would work really well unless I modified it with like clay or something. I also thought of maybe doing the Barbie Besties doll because they kind of have like a wider face that I might be able to fit the eyes on, but again, it really wasn't 100% selling me. So if you have a recommendation of a good doll base I could use, let me know down below. I think I do want to maybe use the LOL bodies because I love the way that they do their legs and I like their body shape, and I feel like their body shape definitely does give pinup, but I need to do something about the head. If push comes to shove, I might end up still doing the LOL head and seeing if there's anything I can kind of work with that, but I don't know. We'll have to see. And then I also want to find a, I guess, Lafufu. I think that's what they call the fake ones. Just like any sort of Lafufu one that I can essentially just rip apart and steal its body and everything and use that as like her little outfit. And then I think if I do that, then it'll be good. I feel like it'll be a really fun little doll video. I just have to find the perfect body first, the perfect face and body sculpt. And that's difficult. Unless somebody wants to 3D sculpt a head for me. That's kind of why I haven't done a full video of this one and turning it into a doll, just because I haven't found the doll face yet. It is what it is. I wanted also to make the outfit look very obviously fuzzy, and then we do my little trick of slapping down one solid color on a different layer as the shading, and then we change the mode to either like a multiply or a color dodge or whatever I feel like looks good. Also, I felt like her arm behind her head was too far back and you were kind of missing it, so I did scoot it up a little bit. I keep seeing people modifying their Labubus, which I really like actually, and adding like tattoos and stuff. And also a part of me kind of considered making like almost like a pinup boy Labubu one, like a cool guy one or something, with like tattoos on his face and piercings, because like I've seen some people do that with the Labubus as well, and I thought that that would be a really fun one to like personify kind of. But yeah, just add some textures, and with that she's done. So let's go check out the final image. Do you like the illustration? Are you a Labubu fan? Are you a Labubu collector? Or you don't like them at all? Do you want to see me make a doll version of this? And if you do, let me know if you have any doll base recommendations down below. You can buy a print of this on my print shop. The link is down below. It is on my imprint store. And yeah, I think this is just a fun little quick, easy video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go do something crafty and fun and artistic, and go take a nap. Because I think we all need naps. We're all tired. Okay, that's all folks. Bye-bye.